Hello and welcome. This is HLessJon, another video in my series on development, programming, and delivery tools. This week we'll be looking at JSON and BSON. JSON, or JavaScript Object Notation, is a minimalistic syntax that really it developed out of the JavaScript. It's very similar. Someone who's familiar with JavaScript is going to be right at home using JSON. It presents data in a format that is readable to both humans and machines. It's used primarily for data interchange. For example, between a server and a web application. It's used instead of XML. The difference between XML and JSON is that XML has to be parsed with an XML parser. On the other end, JSON can be parsed with a standard JavaScript function. JSON is faster when used for communicating to and from server and databases, to update web pages without using a page refresh, or that's called AJAX. JSON supports two data structures, key value pairs, as well as ordered lists or values, such as an array list or sequence. The two primary parts that make up JSON are the keys and the values. Together they make a key value pair. The value part of this pair can open another level using a new set of curly braces. The key, let's talk about the key for a second. A key is always a string enclosed in quotation marks. A value can be a string, a number, a Boolean expression, array, or an object. And then there's the key value pair itself. It's a key value pair that follows the specific syntax, with the key followed by a colon followed by the value. The key value pairs are comma separated. Next, I want to talk about the different types of data types that JSON supports. There's the objects. It associates an array or key value pairs. The basic object string is this, the curly bracket string colon value. Sometimes there'll be a comment followed by another value and then closing curly brackets. Notice that the object starts and ends with the curly brackets. Strings and values are separated by the colon, and if there are more than one value, those are separated by the commas. In this example, array is an associative array of values. The syntax for this is this one, colon and the value, comma, value, and then another closing, not colon, bracket. Notice the array starts and ends with brackets. The value goes between the brackets, and if there's more than one value, they're separated by commas. Arrays can also be nested within objects, and if the data is described by JSON, then each element of that array is an object. And you can see this in the following examples. I've got a simple array, an object array, a nested array within an object. JSON can also use values such as strings, numbers, objects, arrays, Boolean values or nulls, all of which can also be nested. Now let's real quick look at BSON. BSON, it is a binary form of object and data structure. This is a data interchange format that is used with MongoDB. If you don't work with MongoDB, you're not going to need to know or worry about BSON. BSON is used to store documents and make remote procedural calls in MongoDB. I'm including this little bit about BSON because when you're looking at things, doing some research in JSON, you will occasionally run across references to BSON. And BSON supports the following data types. Actually, it supports more than JSON. It does strings, integers, doubles, dates, byte arrays, booleans, nulls, BSON objects, and BSON arrays. So this has been HLessJon talking about JSON and BSON. The reason I'm doing this is because while I'm out there doing research on things, I see these terms used all the time, and I'm often wondered, what exactly are they? And you have this vague idea of maybe how they're used. And so I'm doing this series on things that have piqued my curiosity because when you're out there and you're developing and you come up with a term, I have developed this method of just looking up things and doing quick studies, so at least I'll understand the basics, and I decided to pass that information on to you, my viewers. So that's the reason why I'm doing this series. I intend for this to be a weekly thing to last up to 6 months. I will leave some links below so you can do more research if you're interested. Again, HLessJon. This is my new series, episode number 2. I'm glad you could join me, and don't forget the thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you around.